There's a lot of kids who are struggling.
You have to help kids because we're just kids.
A small Black-owned business has a lot more barriers.
We have an opportunity to really break those barriers.
What changes the game is starting with one homeowner at a time.
These are the times that people need us more.
When we look at housing, when we look at job creation, when we look at building Black wealth, they're tackling it all.
They helped 2 felons.
2 years ago, we were in the joint. We bought a house.
That's the Urban League, you know. I love them.
What up? I'm Rob Dees.
And I'm Danielle Krim. Welcome to Stand for Justice, a special celebration from the Urban League of Greater Madison.
And coming up, we have some amazing performances by dancers, singers, and we even got a magician.
We'll also honor this year's MLK Youth Award winners, youth leaders from across the city. I'm proud to say that I am a past award winner myself.
And we'll see some inspiring success stories. But first, let's hear from President and CEO, Dr. Ruben Anthony.
2020 took me by surprise because it was a year full of crises. The Urban League is not an organization that gives up. We've been around for 50 years here in Madison, serving this community, and certainly during the time of crisis, we don't give up. We dig down deeper, and we find ways to get things done. And during this time, racial injustice was amplified as a result of the killing of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and many more incidents. I found myself asking, when will justice ever arrive? People of color have been fighting for this for years, and we haven't got it yet. We helped organize peaceful protests. We were responsible in our protests, peaceful in the vein that Martin Luther King would have suggested. The COVID-19 outbreak was a devastating challenge for Black people in this country. We had higher incidence of infection, we had higher incidence of deaths, and we had less access to health care. People were calling in and they needed help in ways that they've never expressed before. We knew that when school shut down, there would be a gap in assistance to children, and we wanted to be there. And we reached out to many of our partners for help so that we could have virtual programs. The COVID-19 crisis put lots of people out of work. We were able to help families during this time, find jobs through the COVID-19 workforce relief and recovery piece that we did. To top it off, 2020 was a fight for our democracy and the nation's soul. The Urban League is a nonpartisan organization, but having equality and having justice and having a voice is important for us. So we encourage throughout the year that citizens stand up and they go out and they vote early. At one of our events, we had over 500 people drive through a voters registration event, and there was a lot of brown and Black people showing up to the polls early, and we think that we had a lot to do with that. I think we're stronger because we were challenged. What we learned in 2020 is that there are a lot of entities in this community that really care about the advancement of people of color. I want to encourage you to stay hopeful. Don't give up. Continue to fight for what's right and stand up for justice.
A proper education lays the groundwork for success. That's why the Urban League believes so much in investing in our children. Take a look at how the Schools of Hope tutoring program can help change lives.
My 2 parents didn't take care of me, and they didn't take me to school. I didn't do any of my work, and sometimes I cried because my mom would leave me at home for days and I didn't know what to do. So I just got behind and more behind all my peers. You got it, Kendall. My sister's mom helped me. And then when I came to my new school, my teachers knew that I was at a kindergarten year level, and they started doing whatever they could to help me. When Emily came in to tutor me, it helped me a lot because she talks in a very, very calm voice and she doesn't get upset, and we do one-on-one time. It's just me and her.
2, 3.
Now I know how to read, I know how to write, I can speak really clearly. I got A's, B's, and C's in school, and I was so proud of myself. I read to my sister sometimes, and it just feels so exciting that I can read finally.
Oh yeah!
My hope is for the future, get into college because I want to be a veterinarian. I came so far. This year I've been doing so good in life, and I never give up.
It's easy to help kids like Aaliyah. Just $50 will help provide school supplies for 10 kids in the tutoring program. A $250 donation means one child will get tutoring sessions for a semester. And $500 will give a student a full year of weekly one-on-one tutoring. Give at ulgm.org/donate or text EMPOWER to 33777.
Now we have a treat from the Urban Cabaret. Here's my co-host, Rob Dees.
That's that Babe Ingram right there, man. And when it all fall down, lay forward. Hard to see forward, no longer ignore it. Some folks talk value about the statue, but when our lives seem to have more value, we come in peace just to get some peace. A cry for justice pouring out in the streets. Should strike a nerve when you see this reality. Through this BS, yo, we just want humanity. From a code of mama, don't raise no fools. Now I'll be doggone, it's time to change the rules. Cause the only way we gon' deal with these problems is to come up for those held down on bottom. Touchy is a subject that need to be touched, but when we speak up, it said we doing too much. And if you say that you don't get what this about, we asking for a hand up, not a handout. So let's talk about it. 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 Didn't wanna give us a book, so we had the book. Silo Harriet systems of hating that us stole the book. Now we just been saying it's not a good look. Started to catch it on tape, post live on the book. So what's finna happen now? It's all on the table. Tired of the lies and we tired of the labels. Before we get a chance, we always under aim. They say we play the card, but this not a game. This is the breaking of invisible chains. You dig our fame, but you won't dig the pain. Through all the mess, yo, it's time to invest. Access alone will alleviate stress. Major concern is these babies can't learn. When given the turn, then we all can earn. At the tipping point, it's time for the turn. This ain't revenge, just justice we earn. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Every year, the Urban League recognizes outstanding middle and high school students with the MLK Youth Award. These awards honor Dr. King and recognize students who excel in academics, school involvement, and community service. Since we can't hand out awards live this year, we're giving our students a moment to shine all throughout the show. Congratulations, MLK Award winners.
Thank you so much for nominating me for the Outstanding Youth Award. Thank you. Terima kasih. Merci beaucoup.
We want to thank our presenting sponsor, UW Health Unity Point Health Meritor Courts. Their partnership supports collaborative job training programs, youth internships, and so much more.
This is an important moment in time. Remember and acknowledge the legacy of Dr. King. One of my favorite quotes from Dr. King is, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." Former President Barack Obama liked it so much, he had that quote woven into a rug in the Oval Office. Former Attorney General Eric Holder elaborated on the quote, and he said, "The arc bends towards justice, but it only bends towards justice because people pull it. It doesn't happen on its own." That quote and this concept of individuals and organizations pulling towards justice is particularly relevant when we talk today about the work of the Urban League of Greater Madison. UW Health, Unity Point Health Meritor, and Courts are proud to partner with the Urban League and all of you in pulling towards justice. The Urban League's work, through their programs and initiatives, are truly changing lives in our community and will have a lasting impact for generations to come.
This past year, so many people lost their jobs due to the pandemic, and the Black community was hit hard. Instead of giving up, the Urban League met this huge challenge with this special program to put people back to work.
We started to see this wave of layoffs occurring.
As soon as the pandemic hit, we launched the COVID-19 Workforce Relief and Recovery Initiative to fill a need for essential workers.
Someone has to be focused on thinking about supply, thinking about training.
We can have virtual recruitment and allowed us to continue to place people in jobs.
And I think that's what makes the Urban League special, is that they are adaptable. You don't have to look very far to see the work that got done and the speed at which it got done.
We started out with one company. We have over 100 companies now that we're recruiting people for.
What we want businesses to do is to open their aperture up and see that diversity, equity, inclusion, and justice are business terms. They're economic terms. They're ways to create a better future for all of us.
The Urban League believes that a great career is the path to a great life. That's why they focus so much energy on job programs. And if you're willing to put in the work, they're willing to stick with you every step of the way. Just ask Tristan and William.
I don't know how to put it in words. I want to be awesome. I don't want anyone to know me as all he did was go to prison. When I was 17, I went to prison. Where I came from is like the norm. That was one of my turning points, going to prison. Once I got my HSED, my whole life turned. I started looking at stuff like, I'm gonna need this when I get out. I'm gonna need that when I get out. So I started wanting all this educational stuff. Any pilot program, put me in it.
Tristan and I, we have been together a long time. We got out of prison, we came to Madison, and we started looking for jobs.
It's scary sometimes.
We lived off Park Street. I saw this big Urban League. I'm like, what in the hell is the Urban League? What is this?
So I talked to this guy, and he told me, like, we teach you like the basics of getting into trades.
Urban League will help us get those individuals ready. They offer some great young people that are talented.
I went to the Carpenters Union and I signed up to take the Carpenters test. Passed it with like a 91 or something.
We do a 4-year apprenticeship program.
More money than I've ever made in my life just starting out as an apprentice.
Most of it's on the job, but we do classroom training and shop training. And by the time they're done, they're a pretty well-rounded carpenter.
I'm a black guy going out into the world, trying to get far. And I got a felon on my background. Who the heck are we? You know? But the trades, it's forgiving. It's so forgiving.
He's a good worker, great work ethic, and a sharp individual. If we could have 100 of him, life would be great.
The Urban League don't just do trade programs. They help people get into the medical field. They help people get into like laboratories like my husband.
I finished the Exact Academy at the Urban League, and then shortly after that was offered a job. I was pretty excited. I think I cried, but like Tristan will tell you, I cry over everything. And then we wanted to save money to buy a house. October 1st, we closed on a house.
It feels awesome. We have a house and not an apartment. I parked on our lawn the other day just because I could.
2 years ago, we were in the joint. We bought a house.
Because of the Urban League, I was able to get into this career. Because of the Urban League, my husband was able to get into his career. And because of our careers, we're able to buy a house. That's crazy.
I mean, I did not expect that, because coming out of prison, you're not told that. You're told all these horror stories of how you're gonna fail.
I feel like I've done something. I know I'll never go back to prison.
Tristan and I have followed the Urban League blueprint for success to the T. And we are proof that that blueprint works.
They helped 2 felons get to where we're at now.
I just feel really grateful.
Got into an awesome field. Got married on Easter. We got a house and we got bank accounts. And we're not done.
You can see the work the Urban League is doing is making a difference, and you can help. Just $50 will provide construction gloves and work boots for someone to join the Construction Academy. A $250 donation allows Urban League to work one-on-one to create a customized career plan. And $2,000 provides 7 weeks of intensive, hands-on construction skills training. You can give at ulgm.org/donate or text EMPOWER to 33777.
And now, an amazing performance from the Urban Cabaret. Here's Cedric Dale Horde.
I heard a man on TV once ask, why do all young black boys aspire to be rappers and athletes and not aspire to be astronauts? Well, sir, maybe because the limits around them have made their space so small that their only idea of shooting for the stars consists of orbiting a ball into a ring. The only way they could ever accomplish a moonwalk had to be a dance move, or maybe if they could move like the speed of light to the end zone before the other team collides into them like asteroids, then maybe they can become a star. See, America preaches that the sky is the limit, but why does it seem like entertainment is the only way for us to soar? So we are taught that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, but why does it seem like the only thing that is evident is the problems that we could see? From the scenes on the TV screens that tell us that life is not so serene, sometimes I wonder, how could they ever believe that 2,000 years ago a man shed his blood just to purchase them, but yet we live in the 2000s and all they see is the blood shed in Ferguson. See, I understand that the uncertainty burdens them. Burdensome thoughts like, do cops protect or do they just murder them? See, giving them hope is like putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot. Yes, we acknowledge that they're hurting, but the correct remedy is never applied to the pain that they're feeling, so they go through life wounded, but never find healing. Yes, one day we will all be free. So to that gentleman on TV, we may not all aspire to be astronauts, but at least we are all shooting for the stars.
We want to thank our special grant partner, Spectrum. Their digital education grant provides equipment and digital skills training to help job seekers affected by the pandemic.
On behalf of my colleagues at Spectrum and our over 4,000 Wisconsin employees, I want to thank you for allowing us to be a part of today's virtual event celebrating all our high-achieving students and their extraordinary accomplishments. We support nonprofit organizations like the Urban League who are dedicated to educating community members on the benefits of broadband and how to use it to improve their lives. The Urban League supports our community through its many valuable programs, including those focused on helping hundreds of unemployed and underemployed adults in the Madison area secure better jobs and enhance digital literacy skills. Dr. Anthony, thank you and all you do, and congratulations to you and your staff. We are honored to be a part of your celebration. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Senator Tammy Baldwin. And I want to thank the Urban League of Greater Madison, UW Health, and Spectrum for bringing us together today. Thank you to the Urban League for all you do every day for our children, our families, and for our community. And congratulations to the outstanding young people who've received award nominations this year for their academic excellence and community service. You are making Wisconsin so proud. I'm grateful for the opportunity to join you today as we honor the life and legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Through his life work, he taught us the power of working towards something bigger than ourselves. So today, let us rededicate ourselves to writing a story of progress and creating a future driven by hope. When we march together and work hand in hand, we know we can break down barriers, bridge our divides, and find common ground to stand on. We can build a future where we dream big and lift others up to their dreams. After all, that's the promise of America, and we have a shared responsibility to make sure we keep that promise. Thank you.
If you've driven down Fish Hatchery Road recently, you've probably seen a huge construction project. One thing that's so special about the project is the effort to make sure the Black-owned businesses are involved.
It was always my father's dream. They would never have his 6 sons work for anybody. So all of us has this entrepreneur spirit, and it began with my dad. I own the company, Hunt & Collins. We do HVAC, heating, air conditioning, ventilation. And I think that basically a small Black-owned business has a lot more barriers.
And we have to stop making excuses and give real opportunities for minority-owned businesses and workers. And SSM stepped up in a great way.
SSM is in the process of investing approximately $95 million on the South Madison campus.
A lot of people see other people, coming into the community, getting these jobs, and they don't get included.
We believe our vendors and our partners should reflect the very diversity that we're trying to serve in those communities.
We served as advisors to SSM about how you go about, bringing on minority businesses.
And our Urban League, of course, reached out to our company. They checked to make certain that everybody's collaborating.
And it is working.
And young people need to see that.
It doesn't just stop at me. If a company can economically empower me, then I can economically empower another African American family.
Supporting Black businesses is a step in the right direction, but Urban League is going one better. They're looking to grow brand new businesses, working with partners on a Black business hub.
African Americans have been systemically shut out of opportunity.
Lack of capital and resources.
So the Urban League launched the Black Business Hub so that we can help Black businesses grow.
It's worth investing in. That's why we're investing $2 million into this project.
The Black Business Hub will be located along the South Madison corridor on the south side.
This is going to be a huge part of the identity of the South Side.
We expect that it'll be a meeting and a greeting place where minority-owned businesses will locate.
This is something that has not existed within the Black community before.
It's all about, economic justice.
Right now we have an opportunity to really break those barriers down.
This provides an amazing opportunity for people to get involved on the ground floor of something big.
To learn more about growing the Black Business Hub, call Dr. Ruben Anthony at 608-729-1208 or email ranthony@ulgm.org.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a group of local dancers that will present their art in the street and in the air.
I'm very happy. Thank you.
I'd like to thank Urban League for this award.
Thank you so much for the award.
And now we'd like to give a huge shout out to Urban League's Prosperity Partners. Exact Sciences and MG&E make it possible to do the important work that needs to be done in the community. They don't just give critical funding. They step up by volunteering, offering job training, and so much more. And we thank you.
It's been a tough year for students, with many learning opportunities canceled or postponed. Urban League knew kids needed help more than ever, so they had to get creative.
My first internship with the Urban League was at CUNA Mutual Group, the summer of 2019. It was definitely nerve-wracking at first. I didn't really have a lot of confidence, so I was like, do I really even have what it takes to, be in these, working with people who are much older than me and, who know so much? Like, what do they expect from me? Like, I don't want to let anyone down. And like every single day working there was just You know, I felt like I've become a much more developed person. I definitely noticed, you know, that confidence was just growing. So this year, of course, was very different. We did do our internship through Zoom. They would set up activities for us to do. So like example, people from the Sun Prairie hospitals came over and we did a lot of games and learned about, you know, the skills that go into, let's say, being a neurosurgeon. So that was really cool. I really did learn a lot. There's a lot that goes into, you know, a child and their self-esteem. There have been many times where I'm like, I don't feel smart enough, or, you know, why am I like in this position? Why am I here? Like, I really don't feel smart. And they would just constantly tell me, you know, you got this, like, don't give up. I'm just grateful not only for the Urban League, but for the people who made time to actually come out and visit us. You're saving a child's education. You're saving kids.
And you can help save kids too. Your $50 donation will buy snacks for a semester of after-school college. $250 will provide transportation for 20 middle school students to go on a career field trip. And $1,500 means a 14-year-old will get a paid summer internship with mentoring. You can give at ulgm.org/donate or text EMPOWER to 33777.
And now, from the Urban Cabaret, we present a mashup of local entertainers, including my co-host Danielle.
Paparazzi, I'ma shoot for the stars. Dr. King said it best, as our people blurring. Hate can't drive out hate, only love can. Ever think like what Muhammad said? If he was here today, would he jump down and pray? But could he make a change?
Resilience, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on. Resilience, make a new plan, stand up again and say, yes, we can. Resilience, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on. Resilience.
The sun is always in the sky, and nothing ever makes me cry. I'm never running out of time. My world is perfect by design. It's my own winter wonderland, but real life doesn't go as planned. Oh, we're just ordinary people.
Shoot for the moon, knowing if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. And don't be afraid to fall. But if you do, get back up, brush off your scars, and give the world your all. And as I leave the stage for all, I pray for peace, love, and unity.
This time I'll take it slow. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Equal rights to your neighbor is only fair play. United we stand, divided we fall. We'll never have freedom till there's justice for all.
And now I'm searching for the right words to soften his hardened heart, wondering why all his life this young man's fate was slowly falling apart, questioning would these words really even help and would it give him the ambition. And despite the circumstances, you just have to do something. I told him if a man doesn't stand for something, he'll fall for nothing. And against all odds, you just have to endure. Keep your faith and pride, my brother, you'll make it, I'm sure. But if you don't, you're headed for self-destruction.
Nice. Very good.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
Cool.
Thank you for the award.
tag team teachers for nominating me for this award. Thank you for nominating me for the MLK Award.
The Urban League can only do important work in the community with help from sponsors. Thanks to our prosperity partners, Associated Bank, SSM Health, and Summit Credit Union. Their generosity provides critical funding for our free community programs. We're so grateful for their support.
The American dream of owning a home is out of reach for many African Americans. But with the help of the Urban League, more Black families are getting the opportunity to live out their dream.
Wisconsin is the third worst place in the nation when it comes to the disparity between Black and brown homeowners and white homeowners.
Here in Dane County, only 10% of homeowners are African Americans. So we feel like we had to do something to really help. Owning a home and having the benefit of home ownership is critical. In 2020, we received a $5 million new market tax credit allocation, and we're able to purchase 16 homes.
If we want to actually change some of these troubling dynamics confronting our communities, homeownership is an important place to start. Homeownership is linked with higher academic achievement among children, better health, and stronger neighborhoods.
We were living with my mother-in-law.
And it was Devin's idea to go for the housing program because I'm like, I don't have the credit for that. And so it was a big deal because I thought we were going to get turned down like we did for every other program. So when they approved us, I was like, oh, wow.
What changes the game is starting with one homeowner at a time and how that impacts a family, the neighborhood, the community. You see it grows.
Get away from me.
I really want that stability for my son.
Now he has somewhere stable that he can grow up in.
And it moves them further down the line towards economic justice.
I'm so thankful for them.
You can see how important it is to own a home. And here's how you can help. Your $100 donation provides a financial health checkup for an aspiring homeowner. A $250 gift will help someone create a custom financial empowerment plan. And a $1,500 donation will support certified home ownership training. We all need a little magic in our lives. The Urban Cabaret now proudly presents local wizard Matthew Teague.
One of the things that drew me to magic was the idea that anything was possible, and it's probably because of the way that my mother had raised me to believe that anything was possible, and magic became a symbol or almost proof that anything was possible. Grew up reading magic books. I was illiterate up until that point. I loved magic so much that I learned how to read for it. To me, magic is a moment in which we imagine infinite possibilities. One of my first jobs is pulling them out of that world and into the one that I want them to see and feel. And the what if question. What if this was possible? The curiosity. Curiosity is like the root of so much in life. And then it follows up the question it wraps it up with this message of hope, which is another really powerful thing. Not only is there the question of what if it's possible, but then there's the hope of it being possible. For any artist, I think, is to evoke an emotion that's so intense and extreme that it changes the way that they look at things, the way they look at life afterwards. When you put most of your life into an art form, it becomes very special to you. and you want to communicate how special it is. I could do magic and all of a sudden it's like the energy is kicked back up into 110% and I'm completely charged and I feel better than I've ever felt in my life.
Each year at the Urban League's MLK Breakfast, the Man Scholars Program introduces their incoming class of freshman scholars. Let's hear from 2 graduating Man Scholars seniors announcing this year's incoming class.
My name is Kaylee Howard, and I am a senior at La Follette High School. I'm one of the 4 band scholars in the Madison School District. Joining me today is Keyshawn Holmesley, who is also a senior at La Follette. The other 2 scholars are Trevana Jordan, a senior at Memorial High School, and Tyrone Stevenson, a senior at West High School.
The Man Scholar Program continues to celebrate a 100% high school graduation rate.
We receive an annual academic scholarship, academic guidance, tutoring, and mentoring support throughout all 4 years of high school.
Man Scholar alumni have gone on to earn 7 associate's degrees, 25 bachelor's degrees, 4 master's degrees, and 1 scholar has earned a PhD.
The Man Scholar Program honors Bernard and Kathleen Mann, African-American parents who dedicated their lives to improving the educational opportunities for all youth in the city of Madison. They guided each of their 5 children through the Madison public schools and on to earn their college degrees. When they passed away, their family and friends were inspired to create an endowment fund to support other high school students who would be the first in their family to attend college.
Today we are honored to introduce the incoming class of freshman Man Scholars who are nominated by their middle schools. We welcome them to the program and look forward to their future accomplishments. Rodney Gavins Jr., West High School. Gregory Smith Jr., East High School. Danielle Watson, West High School. Azaria Washington, Memorial High School. Congratulations.
Yay! Congratulations, good job.
Teams are the Madison Capitals.
I'm spreading the news that I feel so good.
Thanks to all my teachers for nominating me for this award.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
When I look ahead to this coming year, we're going to be fighting real hard for economic justice. Economic justice means giving greater access to jobs, sustainable wage jobs. Economic justice means giving people home ownership, the ability to gain equity. Economic justice means giving women and minority-owned businesses the ability to start up and the ability to grow. The Urban League of Greater Madison will make progress by launching a Black Business Hub in South Madison, by doing more affordable home ownership. The Urban League will make recovery of our kids a priority this year. Many of those kids that were already in the disparity gap are going to be worse off. They're going to need our help. And the Urban League will be right there to make sure that they have the tutor resources and the educational supports that they need, helping children get on the right path to college and education so that they can have bright futures. As we recover from COVID, We'll make sure that African Americans and people of color will have greater access to health care. We'll make sure that they're not last in line for the vaccine. In order to be successful, we rely on our partnerships with the private sector, with nonprofits, and with community members. We need you to come and take advantage of our programs. It's time for action. Economic justice is the thing that frees families and frees people. Right now, we have to look forward and not back. The future will be challenging, but I have confidence in this society and I have confidence in all of you. 2021 will require a lot of work. We all have to pull together to be successful.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We hope this inspires you to stand for justice with the Urban League.
Your help goes a long way. Please consider volunteering or donating to make a big difference in someone's life.
And now, we'll have our Urban Cabaret artist take us out. Peace.
Bye.